Hey, I'm Tanner Buchanan, and I'm thrilled to be narrating the audiobook for the classic work, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This was my first time narrating a book. I didn't really know how to approach it, but I guess as soon as I found the certain type of music that I felt I connected with and what connected with the book, that's when I kind of just jumped into it. And even every day before I went into the studio, I would make sure I put my playlist on and listen to it before I got there, so that way I would be in the right mindset. His heart beat faster as Daisy's white face came up to his own. He knew that when he kissed this girl, and forever wed his unutterable visions to her perishable breath, his mind would never romp again like the mind of God. I've never watched The Great Gatsby ever. I've only ever read it and did not watch it to get into it. I remember when I was younger, I had read the book and this idea in my head of what this great, kind of life would be like. And I truly don't think that you could ever create that world. I just don't think it's possible. So therefore, I kind of I wanted to stay true to what I had in my head. I grew up in a very small town in Ohio, and I had a dream and a love of acting, and the only way to pursue that was to get out of that town, go to somewhere bigger, and kind of live that life. Not into parties like he is, and not into big houses. I like to keep things pretty small, but the idea of moving from a small town to a big city seems to be the main similarities between us two. Narration it's similar, but completely different. One of the biggest things in acting is truly trying to sit there and listen to the other actor and react in such a way as the character would react. But in this one, you're acting against yourself, so it's interesting. You're having a conversation with yourself, and you have to listen to what you're saying, but then also react the way the other character would react, but then switch as if a character was maybe third person and listening to a conversation, and then go back to narration and describe it. So that's probably the biggest, those two are the biggest differences. The one crazy love that's drove me wild is acting. I love it so much. Even on my off days, I'm constantly trying to find something to work on. And I always want to do that through my entire life and grow and become a better actor or narrator now that I got to do this. I didn't make notes for different voices, but I used certain keywords. For Gatsby, that specific word or words was old sport. The word for Tom was goddamn. Nick obviously was just kind of me. For Jordan specifically, there was also not a specific word that I had, but it was trying to sit up and put my chin up and have a very straight back. After like every line, it almost felt like she would say, "You idiot," after, because she felt like she knew better than everybody. So with that in mind, is making sure like I could try to see if I could add "you idiot" after every line that she says. When Nick, Tom, Jordan, Daisy, and Gatsby all go into town and it's a super hot day, and they have, the big confrontation when they're in the plaza, that was the most fun, but also the most difficult. Because you're jumping back and forth between voices and you have to be in a fight. So in between the lines, you're trying to make sure you have the right character voice and make sure it has the right emotion behind it and you're not giving too much too early. So that was the hardest, but also the most fun part of the book.
I want to know what Mr. Gatsby has to tell me.
Your wife doesn't love you, said Gatsby. She's never loved you. She loves me.
You must be crazy,
exclaimed Tom automatically.
Gatsby sprang to his feet, vivid with excitement. She never loved you.
When I read the book, I wanted to make sure that everyone was going to get a personal experience and feel as though I was just talking to them, as if I was telling a story that I had went through or anything like that. So that's probably the closest thing that I wanted people to feel. His gorgeous pink rag of a suit made a bright spot of color against the white steps. And I thought of the night when I first came to his ancestral home, 3 months before. The lawn and drive had been crowded with the faces of those who guessed at his corruption.
Jay Gatsby didn't truly have anything. However, being in America and kind of being able to have that freedom to do what you want and follow your dreams, he just created a new person. I gotta position my body and get in my Gatsby voice. Usually I kind of have to sit here.
Old sport.
Somewhere around there.